Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome to something of a Nottingham Beer Festival exclusive. At this point I would normally run the music and show you a nice thing of the bottle and whatever, but we'll save that for the end because we have, well, it is an exclusive. Every year Blue Monkey Brewery, as you know, one of my faves, always do at least one special beer for the Nottingham Robin Hood Beer Festival. They do some one-offs. Sometimes they come back when they're particularly good. The Whiskey Barrel Aged Baboonska is one of those that has come back, and it's actually back this year, which is some exciting news, but I don't have that today because that's not brand new. I do have, however, two other brand new specials for this year's Robin Hood Nottingham Beer Festival, if it's still called the Robin Hood. The Nottingham Beer Festival, the big one, you know what I'm talking about. I've even, for this review, pulled out two of my glasses. This one is from 2016 and this one, the most recent one, 2019, because unfortunately, as we all know, the 2021, well, didn't happen. The 2021, not the 2021. The 2021 starts in 2 days. But anyway, enough of me blabbing. We need to get into these. The first of these beers does have a proper label on it, which I'm quite impressed by, given that it's basically a special. So they've gone to some effort, and here we have the aptly named Jungle VIP.
Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the Jungle VIP.
It is described on the front of the bottle as a 4.4% golden, and even has a full description saying this golden ale is packed with the exciting American mosaic hop, which gives flavours of tropical fruits including peach, mango, lemon and resinous pine. I think both of these offerings are actually quite a step away from the norm for Blue Monkey, let's say that much. They're normally quite a traditional brewery, although they do like to play with different flavours a lot. But in terms of hop profiles, I think they're starting to go places they've never really been before, and I'm very excited to see how they deal with it. So yeah, I mean, it's brand new, there's nothing else really to say about it. Here is, I don't know if this is bottle conditioned, I don't think it is. No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, let's get involved. Jungle VIP. Nothing makes me happier in a beer than a good film or TV reference, and well, Disney's the king, isn't it? Well, sorry, the Jungle VIP. Not a lot of smoke or fizz off the bottle on opening. There was a tiny bit of just off the top there, but not tons. Let us now start with a half pint goes into the 2016 glass. Now, not very carbonated, I think it's fair to say, but I suspect this bottle has been pulled straight from the cask. So, that may explain why. Ooh, that is full. Full, that was, I realised that was quite a baboonish face I just pulled there. The word baboon is fun to say. That's super peachy, super mango-y, super fruity. Probably shouldn't have poured quite such a full glass to be able to get the aromas on this, to be honest. But oh, that is. I know I say it all the time. It reminds me of the kids' fruit drink and bongo. I say it about a lot of this profile beer. It does smell so good, so sweet. Visually, I mean, it looks flat, there's no getting away from it. These glasses also don't do the best job of showcasing beer, so I'm not really sure why they use them for a beer festival, but I've got a nostalgic thing about this glass. And they do now do proper craft flutes, tulip style, as an option, but I never take them. I've got a collection of these and I want to build that collection of my little glass tankards, so it's never an option for me. It's got the tiniest bit of haze, but it's pretty clear. Not the thickest looking beer either, but I think it probably doesn't matter on this one. It's all going to be in the taste. So let's get into it. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh, it changes. Ooh, keeps going as well. Wow, okay. This is, I mean, I've just realised I've got a big kink in my beard. I've had to wear a mask a lot today when the dogs went in for a little operation. They're fine, by the way, it's all good. But I end up wearing a mask for a lot of the day. And there's no amount of beard combing, just gets rid of that ridge. So anyway, do apologise. This is so quintessentially Blue Monkey, but there's something else there. I feel like it's got just a few more layers of detail than maybe a lot of their normal stuff does, which is not a bad thing, by the way. I'm a big fan of this brewery. I've said it many times, and quite often, like with beer that I'm familiar with, breweries that I know very well, I also sometimes struggle to review properly because I kind of know what I'm going to get anyway, so it's never a true surprise. However, this changes rapidly, and I think that is relatively unique in their lineup. So, top to bottom taste test. Initially, very little carbonation, as is evident. Really quite bitter on the front of the tongue. It smells incredibly sweet, so initially that straight up is a bit of a surprise. Next, the bitterness dies out very quick, but you get a drying. So straight up drying phrase over kind of the front middle of the tongue. And then you get that quintessential American hop splash. It's not super flavourful until you start to swallow it. At that point you get sharpness, bitter lemon, grapefruit, that kind of real, I suppose, traditional West Coast almost fruit style. And then it just lifts a note. There's tangerine in there, sweetness from the mango, bits of peach, stone fruit notes. And then, wouldn't you think, wow, that was quite a trip already? It's got this huge maltiness that kind of clears out, and it leaves you with a slightly dry, but not overly, fresh fruit sorbet kind of mouthfeel that, well, you feel fresh after this. I mean, one thing at Beer Festival has to be said, you have too many dark beers and too many bits of pork pie, and well, your mouth just starts to become a bit, it starts to feel stale, if you like. This will freshen it up in no time at all. It's got the full beer profile, that's the biggest takeaway from this. Yes, there's loads of fruit flavours in there, and it is big and splashy and quite intense, but it's not over the top, it's not overly thick, it's not overly sweet. It's got a nice amount of bitterness. It's actually quite big on bitterness, but it doesn't hang around too long to be offensive if that's not really your bag, and it's not mine, to be honest. Huge bitterness isn't really my go-to thing, and yet I'm enjoying this quite a lot. And then that malt kick at the end, I was getting through this and I thought, I can see this is good pale ale, but as with a lot of pales, traditional pales, I'm not really that big on them. And then that malt kicked in there when I went, oh hello, this. I am going to be very interested to see how this comes in the form at the beer festival. Is it going to be more carbonated or not? I'm not sure, but either way, Blue Monkey, well done on this one. It was something a bit out of your remit, and to be honest, you have smashed it. I like that. I think people will be expecting a bit more carbonation. That's my only real gripe on it. But I say I quite like flatter beers personally. I just know that everyone watching this will be thinking, is it really that good if it's that flat? And that it could be improved for most people, but I'm very okay with it. That is excellent. Now, don't want to drink too much of this one. I mean, I am going to finish them all, both of them, tonight, of course. Probably not in that long a time either, but we need to review another beer. So, to save ourselves slightly, I'm going to move this over here for your viewing. So for reference, Jungle VIP. Not a difficult one to remember. Think Blue Monkey, think Jungle Book, you'll get there in the end if you're looking for it at the beer festival. Blue Monkey always have an incredible setup at the Nottingham Beer Festival, by the way. Not a much bigger stand than most people there, and it's always busy because you know they're the real deal. Now then, this next one is a big deal in more than one sense of the word. It's big in that this next beer is a collaboration between Blue Monkey and Camera. I mean, not as in photo, as in the campaign for Real Ale people. The people who organise the festival have done a collaboration brew with Blue Monkey, which is a bit mind-blowing really when you think about it. Camera are huge, Blue Monkey are very popular here, but they still remain very much a local brewery, so that part alone is incredible. But it's also a big deal because it's 7.5%. which could lead to a very short stint at the beer festival if you're not careful. But it is called Emperor Tamarin, which is a type of monkey. Unfortunately, This beer does not have a proper label, as you can tell. It's quite plain. There is a label on this side telling me what it is. And I kind of wasn't going to show it to you, but I think everyone will understand that this probably wasn't for public viewing. But I am going to show you anyway. Sorry, Blue Monkey. Someone has decided to call this, on the label, Emperor Tamarind, if that will focus. I mean, I don't know what happened there. Someone slipped on the keyboard, I think. But as you can see by that, it is a 7.5% golden double IPA. I think this is the first time Blue Monkey's done a deeper. I do. I can't think of another one. They might have done 1 or 2 specials before that I've just missed, but I don't recall any. So, big moment here. Big moment. Double IPA from Blue Monkey. How's this going to go? Well, let's find out. I assume this is probably going to be low carbonation again, because I suspect it would have been bottled from the same, not the same source obviously, but a similar source. That is full. And by full, I mean beer came out when I took the cap off and the bottle didn't move. Some interesting aromas, nice and fruity. Slightly boozy, as you might expect. Definitely not bottle condition this one, because if it was, it would have exploded. Now, I'm not going to fill it as much. Once again, we are experiencing... that's interesting. There is no head on it, but there's a lot of minor carbonation floating around in the glass there. So this may be a little more carbonated than the previous one. In the glass, has to be said, it looks very similar. It's ever so slightly darker, and it's a touch clearer, to be honest. It's really not very hazy at all, but otherwise they're pretty much on level pegging. Aroma-wise, that's deep and rich. Conveniently, my nose is slightly bunged up a bit in the last 2 minutes, which is not ideal for this, but I think if I'd blind tested this, just on aroma, don't know about taste yet, but I don't think I'd have said that was a deeper. I don't even think I'd have said it was a pale. It's got a real caramelly nose on it. It's hoppy, don't get me wrong, but I would have said this was kind of a hoppy red ale or a particularly zazzed up bitter, or I don't know. The aroma doesn't match the colour for this on me, but that is not a bad thing because, well, you know me, I prefer darker beer. The fact that this smells like a darker beer is something I'm very excited by. So, let's give this a whirl. 7.5%. As far as I'm aware, Blue Monkey's first deeper. If that's wrong, by the way, I do apologise. I've been unaware, but it's certainly my first deeper from Blue Monkey, if nothing else. So, cheers. Wow. Ooh. Oh, it's so different. When I saw they were doing 2 pales as the specials, now I know they're bringing back the Baboonska, which is dark, which is a shame I didn't get a bottle of, to be honest, but never mind, because I do really like it, but everyone knows what that's like, so this kind of avoiding the point. It's wildly different. When I saw they were doing 2 pales, I thought, really? One's going to be a lighter version of that one. They are nowhere near the same beer. They are miles and miles apart. There's spice in this. I've just realised now, even in the aroma, I wasn't picking up on it first time, but there is. This is sweet, caramelly, hoppy and spicy, which sounds like a bizarre mix, but it actually makes for something incredibly well-rounded. The first thing that hits you about this, in the glass, it doesn't look like it's going to be especially thick. It looks very similar. That one's slightly looser, but there's really not much in it. The minute that touches your lips, you get that coating that you get with a lot of stronger Belgian beers almost. A real syrupy vibe from it. This, my head hurts a bit from this, and not in a bad way. It's giving off vibes of like cask conditioned stuff almost, you know, that you get that heat, that spice, that low down, slight earthiness. It's all in there, but it is a deeper. It's not. This is mind blowing stuff. I need a minute. and composed. Top to bottom taste test time. Let's see what's really going on in here, because as an all-in-one experience, I can't quite get my head around it. So other than that, I want some more. So initially, the minutest bit of bitterness on the front of the tongue, but the big ticket item is that syrupy, slightly thick mouthfeel. Like it is just really good. And then second phase, a bit more bitterness actually starts to build. Little, I don't know, little nods of hoppy earthiness, very tiny amount of dank in there. And as you start to swallow, what you've really first noticed, there's some serious heat to the booze in this. It doesn't necessarily taste like it's 7.5%, but it's got such a warming nature. It's, I don't know, you get afterglow from this properly, but you don't necessarily taste the alcohol in it, if that makes sense. It's undoubtedly stronger than this, like when you taste them side by side, but it's not really showing off its alcohol. What it's definitely doing is just giving you that nice, reassuring winter warmer, which, if it's cold at the beer festival this year, which is at the cricket ground, so you're kind of outside, that is going to go down an absolute treat. We're not finished on the taste test though. After that, on the swallow, everything mellows out, starts to squash back down, and you're left with, there's a quick splash of fruit, actually. Little bit citrusy, little bit sweet orange, little bit, nothing super impactful, but it's just there. It's reminiscent of all those, I guess, very traditional IPA flavourings. Touch of pininess, and a load of, I don't know, the spice in there, but I'll be honest, my spice palette is probably not that good. Possibly a touch of pepperiness, I don't know. I'm really not doing it justice. I appreciate that, and I do apologise. But there's a warming. There's a warmingness from this. I'm not going to just try and bluff it and tell you it tastes something it doesn't. I'm just getting a proper warming sensation. On the aftertaste then, that's where that toffiness really lies. It's really odd because you get that blend of fruit, you get that full American IPA taste profile with the greenery, with the dank, with the fruits. But you get a subtle undertone from the malts, which is, yeah, slightly burnt toffee. It's low down in there, but it really rounds this out, because otherwise it would be very spiky, fruit punchy, and it's not. It's got a real nice, say, caramel-esque backbone to it that just really rounds this out. And at 7.5% after that 500ml bottle, I think I'm in for a good night's sleep, to be honest. So, there's nothing on this bottle, but they did release a little bit of information about this on their socials, so let's see what they had to say. Well, it's good to know that my taste buds aren't completely off. They didn't release this bit of information publicly, I don't believe, but they did send it to me in the message I got saying, would you mind reviewing these before the beer festival? And of course I said I would not mind at all. The slight fruit at the back end of this, and it kind of explains the slight spice of it as well. It's made with orange zest. It's not just the hops it's relying on. There is orange zest in this, which kind of explains that slightly more intense tropical heat. So yeah, that's it. Which of these are you going to try first? They are also doing Baboonska, which, if you're in for a session, I'll be honest, it's a brave choice, but I admire that choice. I'm probably going to make that choice, but it is 8.5%. So let me know what you're going for. Are you going to be at the Nottingham Beer Festival? I'll probably be there on the Friday if anyone wants to say hello, and you're probably going to have to tell me where you know me from and who you are, because you know what my face looks like. I've got no idea who you are. But other than that, I think we'll leave it there. Blue Monkey, thank you very much for letting me try these ahead of the big event itself. It's very much appreciated. I've had a blast, and I'm going to get to enjoy these on a Monday evening. So thumbs up everyone. Enjoy the beer festival. It starts tomorrow by the time you see this video. It starts on the Wednesday, I believe, or that might be just industry night, I'm not sure. But certainly Thursday, Friday, Saturday anyway, the Nottingham Beer Festival is open. It's at the cricket ground this year. Hope to see some of you there, and Blue Monkey, I will be seeing you there. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already subscribed, if you would be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.